Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our live stream this afternoon from Monfort University. My name is May, and I work in the student recruitment team for Monfort. And today we're going to be talking about investigative journalism. We're really pleased to welcome Vidhathri, one of our master's degree graduates, who is with us today, telling us all about the course, how he found Monfort University, and hopefully answering some of your questions as well at the end. So if you can see and hear us, then please comment in the live chat and ask any questions that you'd like us to answer, and we can try and answer them for you at the end of the live stream. So I'd like to welcome Vidhathri to say hello. Hi there.
Hi, May.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good, fantastic. So I'm going to hand over to you just to introduce yourself and tell us where you are and a little bit about the course that you studied.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am Vidhathri, a graduate student of MA Investigative Journalism at Monfort University. And I'm from southern part of India, from Hyderabad, and I'm an international student at TMU.
Fantastic, thank you. So perhaps you can start by telling us a little bit about why De Montfort University? What made you pick De Montfort?
I'm going to have a very specific reason for that because after my undergraduation, I was looking into more specific course that I wanted to join because my undergrad has communications, radio, television, journalism, PR, everything. So I've chose journalism, and I was looking for investigative journalism, and specifically in the UK. And when I was researching, I have found Masters of Investigative Journalism in DMU, and I felt, yes, this is the option I was looking for. And then I've read everything about the course and the website, and I was really pleased with that and so excited. So I've applied. Finally, I've now finished my course as well.
Fantastic. So yep, great reasons for choosing De Montfort. And why Leicester as well in particular? I mean, what's your experience been of Leicester?
I mean, I've heard and saw videos on YouTube and read blogs about Leicester, that Leicester looks like mini Mumbai, and Leicester has such a diverse culture and everything. Then I was like, okay, let me go and see that. And when I was in Leicester, I felt like that's a wonderful place because you see Indians everywhere, and you have wonderful part-time opportunities in Leicester because I was an international student, and I found a part-time really easy, and that really helped me to look after my expenses and not to trouble my family anymore. And you have handy supermarkets for less prices. You have all those, everything just like home. So it's a wonderful experience being in Leicester. You can also be a tourist living in Leicester because you have such a great monuments and sceneries to look around in Leicester.
That's brilliant. Yes, it is a fantastic. I live in Leicester, and it's a great city to live in. Lots to see, lots to do, and yeah, you're absolutely right. We've got the fantastic Golden Mile, like you say, mini Mumbai. It's brilliant, and it's very multicultural as well. And what about transitioning to the UK? How did you find coming over as an international student? How was that transition for you?
Yeah, so this one is a very important point I need to share to the viewers watching because I haven't left my home for 23 years, and this has been a one-time move for me all the way to the UK, as a new place, new rules, and completely away from home. I have no idea how the place is going to be. But when I was there, I felt people from the UK are so welcoming, warm, and kind, and the even the staff of DMU is very supportive and friendly. So I've never felt that I'm away from home, and I've adapted myself very well to the conditions. And it was a very little difficult for me, but just for 1 week, I was completely. I felt that as I'm a citizen of the UK.
That's brilliant. Yes, that's absolutely understandable. I remember going to university, and it just takes a few days, a week or two, as you say, just to settle in. And then once you are, it feels a bit more like home then, doesn't it? Ah, fantastic. Right. So yeah, thank you very much for introducing yourself and telling us a little bit of background. So we're going to delve right into all about your course and how you found the course. A little bit about what's starting about talking about journalism. What makes a good topic for an article and things like that. So yeah, tell us a bit about how you found the course and how to get started, really.
So, first thing, the course is fantastic. Everything I was looking for, I found everything on the course. Starting from writing articles, making headlines, being a good journalist, how to explore everything, how to search, and how to, show yourself to the real world. Each and everything that I wanted to learn was taught on the course. So when you first start with what makes a good article, then it should be something you need a good lead, because a good lead is everything. So the ideology, the interest, the curiosity of the public, of the audience or the readers will start from taking the good lead. So if you have a good story, if you have a good point in that story and it drives the audience towards it, that makes everything. So you need to bring people into your story and then show them what you're actually working on, because a good lead sets everything, sets the tone, sets the pace and direction of the entire article or an entire story. So
Absolutely. And how do you find these leads? So you talk about what makes a good lead. So where would you start? Sort of, if I thought, right, I'm going to write this article. Where do you turn to first? Is there a best place, or what's your advice?
you literally don't have to go anywhere. You can just sit in your couch, lie on your bed, and then look your phone. So always remember, everyone, you need to make a story which is not already printed or telecasted. So people need to watch something new. So you have a lot of atrocities happening around. You have a lot of corruption happening around. You get a story really, really easily if you really look into the topic. So the first thing you need to think about is, will this story reach the public? Is it in the public interest? So because people are paying taxes, they don't want their money to go into some bad people's hand. So you need to show that this is your tax money and this is being misused. So I'm writing an article or I'm writing a story on this. So then people would really love or to read or watch your story because it's their tax money. So let's take a community and you just tell that in Leicester they are bike thieves. So when you're telling that, people in Leicester are going to look into the story and then really worry about the bikes, or maybe feel bad about Leicester being like this. So these things, which emotionally or personally connect them to your story, will help the reach of the story to be more and extremely high. So always a good lead and something which is very near to the public, where public will emotionally attach themselves, where public could really see that their public should feel like something is happening outside. They should feel that it is happening in their home. So you literally need to show something like that, because it's not that you're creating something, it's not that you're making up something, but world is in such a position that you can find these things and public can easily relate to everything. So these things are really important to actually present or telecast or write an article.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I completely agree with that because obviously, I know from personal experience, if I'm reading the Sunday papers or anything like that, I'm flicking through, and there are so many articles, aren't there? And the ones that grab you are the ones that you personally feel engaged with, and that affects my life or my
Yeah.
community, and or my city. Then yeah, absolutely, you're absolutely right. So you've talked about how to generate a lead, how to find a lead, and the ideas behind that. What about when it comes to writing the article? What makes a great headline, and any tips for writing the main body of the article? How would you then flesh it out to make it really engaging piece?
So I can. There's no gentle overview, but I'll tell what exactly I will do to write an article. You need to practice different headlines. So suppose 5, 10, 100, till you pick the winner. You are the judge, you are the contributor, you are the audience. Sit in a room, close yourself, lock yourself, think, and think, choose the winner. After then, if you find the article to be the headline to be a lengthy one, you need to have this A and B rules, where you're actually dividing a complex sentence and writing two different sentences, making a meaning. Suppose I really can't take examples, but you need to split the exact complex sentence and make it a bit catchy. So also you need to remember, always use numbers, not exactly always, but most of the times you can use numbers to write the headlines, because reading an article, if you see number, anything related to data or anything which is statistics, you can use the numbers, which really helps the audience to give an attention really easily. And when you're writing headlines, people should feel that this article or this news is teaching them something. This article or this headlines will enlighten them in one or the other way. So I think this should be conveyed really, really well. Always hold the juicy part until almost until the end of the article. Do not just tell there is a murder happened. Just tell that there are two people, they're walking around, and then you just write the story. You just place the story in such a way, you just lay the red carpet and then let your audience walk on it, and then you give the award. And that award is the juicy part, is something which is the article. Of course, you're actually writing the news and everything which has actually happened, but you also need marketing there. So you need to create an urgency for people that they need to read it and they need to click it immediately. So if you're writing something from 10 years, if you're writing something like from the 10 years past, there's nothing that people would really think and then should feel like they're going to click it. You need to make it like it is happening now and it is happening in the near future, or it has happened just like one day ago. So that people would see and know the urgency of the article, importance of the article, and then click it. Also, when you're writing the headlines or an article, stand out from the crowd. Just set yourself a spotlight and do not use common phrases. As I've said, you're gonna have 5, 10, or 100 headlines. In the same way, you're gonna have these. You're gonna select the best one and then make it look out of the crowd, so that people would choose the exact right one. Just think what's in it for me. So if suppose I'm writing an article, I need to first look at what, if I'm a reader, if I'm an audience, what would I click? So just think being a reader, being an audience, and then write the article. Always
Fantastic.
remember, yeah, always remember to be very specific to your story. Do
Ah,
not just write anything. Do not bluff. Be like, literally say the truth, but do not reveal the truth. At the same time, hold the juicy part. At the same time, use rare phrases. Do not use
I
them.
see.
So,
Okay.
yeah, all these things come on experience,
Yes.
and with a professional and perfect training and coaching you can receive from the course, or maybe from your professors.
Brilliant. Yeah. So some very good tips and advice on actually, the headline, grabbing the audience, engaging them, and also writing the main body of the article as well. What about additional content? Because obviously things now everything's online. Images are very important. Video content. What about that? Any advice on how we should accompany the article?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays everyone with a smartphone could be a journalist. So if there's something happening behind or somewhere, you can just click a picture, write something on it, and then post it on your social media. But when you're properly writing, when you're a journalist and properly writing an article, you would really need wonderful and catchy and relative images. So for that, be as close as to your subject. And if you can't find anything, if you're working remotely, if you can't go there and then grab pictures, use your friends to click pictures. Everyone has smartphones. They can click picture of the story you're writing or find stock footage. You have wonderful stock footage on all these websites. Use the internet properly so that you can find good images and videos which you can use it for your article, or maybe add those bits in your documentaries. So never leave the topic. Always stick to the topic, stay in the topic, and then use images very, very appropriately.
Absolutely. And once you've written the article as well, obviously proofreading is really important because you want to make sure it's correct, not only spelling, grammar, punctuation, all your facts as well. So how do you make sure that it's all correct? Any tips on proofreading?
Yeah, so it's exactly not my tip, but my professor from the course, uh, Mr. Pervez Khan, has suggested me a wonderful tip, which is always look your article, always look your documentaries with fresh eyes. So you write a draft and then read it once. If you're not satisfied, take a break, come back, read it twice, and when you feel you're satisfied, not just leave there. Ask someone from your family or someone from your friends to read that article or watch the documentary for you, so that they would find mistakes, and because they're not related to your subject or to your course, they're going to be the perfect audience and then find your mistakes easily. So that thing really, really helps a lot. So give one or two readings, take a break, come back with fresh eyes. Maybe if you can't, if you're having tight deadline, if you can't go away from your article for like one day, just take like 4 or 5 hours break and then come back and read it with fresh eyes. You're gonna find mistakes. I'm very, very sure.
Fantastic. Yes, I think that goes for everything, isn't it? Like learning an instrument or anything, taking a break and coming back to it. It really, really does help, doesn't it? Yeah. So if time permits, absolutely, that's a great a tip there as well to come back to it, especially if it's quite a long article as well, isn't it? So fantastic. And so you've given us loads of ideas and insights into how you work. So how did your course, would you say, prepare you for all of these writing tips and journalist ideas? How did it help you?
So on the course, we have these modules which teach you how just not to be a good journalist, but how to be the best journalist and a best writer and be an investigative journalist or an undercover reporter, anything like that. So when you have an idea of how a journalist should be, a good journalist should have should have a solid ethical core and integrity. So all I mean should be courageous, should have wonderful communication skills, should have the tech savviness, and should not be emotional, and should be able to have an analytical mind and think neutrally. So all these things comes from the professionals who are teaching the course, because they have a wonderful experience in the real world, making documentaries, writing articles, doing these investigative reports and undercover reports. They're going to teach you and show how the actual world is going to be. So if you find yourself a bit low somewhere, just speak to them, just talk to them. They're going to teach you, they're going to talk to you how a journalist should be. So all those modules and all those exercises we are doing in our course. So for suppose like news days, we have every semester projects, we are going to write essays, we are doing articles, we have work experience as well. So with all these things, with all these wonderful opportunities and different exercises and their teachings, at one point of the time, you'll realize you're not the same person who joined the course, because you'll have a better mind, you'll have a better thinking capability, you have wonderful integrity in yourself, you're more courageous than you were, you have good communication skills, and you're more interested towards the social media and the technology and everything. Because being a student on the MA Investigative Journalism, you have to be a cameraman, you have to be a video editor, you have to be a journalist, you have to be producer, director, everything. So when you're doing your own project, you'll improve the technology and everything. So all these things combinedly will make you a good journalist, and all these things are taught on the course. Each and everything
Brilliant.
are learned on the course. First suppose,
Fantastic.
yeah, first suppose if you think that something is missing in your course, you have your smartphone, you have Google search. Just everything is just a search away. You just need to find the right thing, just need to find the right video or the right article or the right blog or the right person on the LinkedIn. But I'm sure you don't have to do any of these, because you have a wonderful staff and you have a wonderful teaching faculty, and you have great learning experience, because they will not give you a chance to learn anything on your own, because they are teaching everything and you just need to listen and make yourself or make your way much brighter than what it is.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. That's a brilliant overview of the course and of course everything that you've been taught on there and how that's helped you. So it's really wonderful to hear how supportive you found the staff and everything on the course that's helped you. So that's wonderful. We're just going to show you a short video now because I'm aware that a lot of the viewers they may well be interested in other areas in the media as well. So yeah, we're going to show you a short video just about the facilities because we can't be on campus right now, but yeah, we've got a prepared video for you. So here you go.
We're here in our TV studios today, where we'll be talking to you about all the sorts of facilities we offer to our students. We're really fortunate in having these facilities, just because what we have here are all industry grade, such as our cameras and our lighting. If you don't want to be in front of the camera presenting, we do also have our gallery as well, so you're able to operate the graphics or even have your opportunity to direct. Along with our television studios, we also have our industry grade radio rooms. Students can book these out online for both coursework and for personal use. Demon Media also offers Demon Radio, where students can use these facilities to present their own radio shows broadcasted throughout the university. If you'd like to see these facilities for yourself, come check us out on an open day.
Fantastic. As you can see, we've got some great facilities on campus, as I'm sure Vidhathri will testify to. So we've talked a lot about writing tips, the course, and things like that. So and you started to touch upon like the skills that you need to be an investigative journalist, such as things like the habits that you've got. You talked about ethics and all the different the mindset and the skills that you need. What about the actual organization of your time? If you've got lots of projects on, or perhaps you've got writer's block, something you suddenly feel, actually, I have all these skills and I've learned all these things, but I'm stuck. How do you overcome some of the more practical hurdles?
Yes. So, speaking about the writer's block, it is a common thing for movie script writers, journalists, or maybe blog writers, everyone. So, if you haven't actually started writing, you need to develop a writing routine. So, creativity comes from a habit, so it's something which cannot be developed on pressure. So you need to maintain your writing routine for about, maybe if you're good at grasping, then 1 week or maybe 1 month or maybe some months. So all these things, all the background, your writing routine will help you to ease your writing, so you don't that easily get the writer's block. But if you still get the writer's block, then do not go for complex sentences. Use maybe imperfect words, and try using your own language or just more casual way. Just dump everything on the paper or your notes. So if you still are in the writer's block and you're not sure what exactly you need to write, then go away from it, take a break, do some non-writing activities, maybe play, have a delicious meal, or speak to the family, or maybe go out for a walk, and then come back and free write through it. You just like taking a pause, and do not really worry about grammar, spellings, or topics. Just write, just rewrite
Yeah,
everything. Right.
yeah,
So you need to find the right surroundings. If you're working in the kitchen and there's the utensil sound, you really can't work there. Or maybe find a terrace, or maybe sit in a park, go to a lawn. Have a time limit for suppose 3 minutes, 10 words, or maybe 10 minutes, 200 words, or maybe half an hour, 500 words. Just put yourself a time limit and make a first draft and relax on your first draft, and then try to amend it from the end, so that if you're starting from the end, you get to know what exactly you've missed, and maybe you can rewrite again what you've missed.
oh,
Also,
brilliant.
Yeah, and also to it, if you're writing a journalist article, please map out your story. So if you have an article, if make a storyboard of your story, and then interlink the first image or maybe the last image, and then try to make it look familiar to you, what you thought and what you've made on the storyboard and what your article is going to be. Familiarize yourself with everything you have in your mind. End of it, go take a hot shower, come back, sit, work on your article. So I'm not saying these things will 100% help you, but they'll really, really do to some extent so that you don't really worry about writer's block or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when it comes to the organization, so because I'm young, those people who are viewing this documentary or this live stream or who are going to be part of our course this academic year or next academic year, always listen to your seniors when you're working because they are full of experience, stories, everything you can ever imagine. So listen to them and then follow them. Even if they're giving you so much of loads of work, do not worry. Work, work, and work. So don't limit yourself from working. And because this is the time where you need to outgrow yourself and show all your capabilities and explore each and every possibility you have. Because this thing doesn't come back. That's what I've done when I was doing my undergraduate. I've explored everything. I worked as a radio jockey, I worked as a TV assistant, I was a journalist, I was an undercover reporter, I was everything. And then I felt, okay, undercover reporting, investigative journalism is my thing. So when you are actually looking yourself in that position, you really need not worry. You just need not to limit yourself and then just outthrow yourself. Work a lot, gain your experience, and use it in a different place, which which should really benefit you one point or some other day.
That's brilliant. Fantastic. So yeah, you've given us some really, really good practical tips, and also, how you made it work for you. You tried a bit of everything, and absolutely, and that is what university is about as well, isn't it? Not just on this particular course, but just making sure you volunteer, you put yourself outside of your comfort zone, and there's lots and lots of support to help you do that, isn't there? So just making sure you give everything a try, until you find, like yourself, you've settled on something that you thought, this is it, this is my passion. And we can really tell, from listening to you, that you absolutely love what you've done there. So that's fantastic to hear. I just wonder, what else can we ask you about? How about, if I was thinking, okay, I might want to give this a go, what kind of things might you do, even outside of your course or in your own time, that would help you? Would you advise doing things outside of the course that would then enhance the learning?
As I've already said, there's nothing in specific that you can actually do outside your course, because everything a journalist needs or a person needs in the university, sorry, so you'll get everything from the course, from your teachers, from your staff, or your library learning services, or from the practical skills you're developing from the news days, or your semester projects, or your essay writings. Everything, you're going to get everything. If you're still not satisfied with what the university is giving, then there's simple tips or maybe simple things I have done that you can also do. So those things would be maybe LinkedIn, having a LinkedIn, very a good, decent, professional LinkedIn profile, and then reaching out to public or reaching out to those journalists or reporters whose articles you've read or whose documentaries you've watched. So just give it a go, just write to them and then ask them if there are any tips that they can give you, or is there anything that they can talk to you, or even if there's nothing that you can learn from them, just let them know what you're doing and what course you're studying, and maybe that could help you future in your career, just to get yourself a freelance job or maybe give you a work experience, or just to have contacts of some people to to speak and then to know information from them.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if there's something that you need to do other than the course, then that would be keeping yourself knowing about national, local, and international news. So, current affairs, these things are really important because when you're sitting in a discussion and then talking to people around you, it's good that you are aware of the subjects and topics that you're talking. It makes you look more professional, and then it helps you have a good knowledge on academics and as well as the news and other sorts of things. If you can't do this, if you don't have time to read articles and everything, just go out, take your camera or take your mobile, click pictures, and mention and mention everything in your notes or blogs, what you've done that day and what you've learned from that day. Each and everything you do or each and everything you write will really really help you. But I'm sure these tips are just to make sure that you're not sitting idle, but everything what you're getting from the course is more than enough for a journalist or a reporter or an aspirant reporter who can actually learn and gain experience from them.
That's fantastic. Thank you. So yes, if anybody has any questions for Vidhathri, do put them in the comments for us, and we will try and answer them for you. Although he's given us such a lot of information, I think you've answered almost everything, Vidhathri. That's fantastic. So yes, just to mention as well, anybody watching who's looking for any of our undergraduate courses, we've got a link here that we can point you to. So do have a look on our website, dmu.ac.uk/journalism, and also /investigative journalism as well. So do take a look at those courses, and fantastic. And who knows, you could be just like Vidhathri in a few years' time, and sitting here telling us all about your experience. Hopefully, a fantastic experience as he has had on the course. So Vidhathri, before we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to add? Any last words of advice for anybody looking at both undergraduate and master's degrees? Anything else at all?
Yes, just like summarizing everything I've told, dedicate yourself to the work you're doing. Just um, do hard work, be dedicated to what you're doing, and then do not worry if you're not having a plan today. You're gonna eventually have a plan, maybe 1 year ago, 1 year after you finish the course. It's totally all right. Just do whatever you want to do. People are there who's going to comment negative about you, or maybe just put you off from what you're doing, or maybe discourage you that you're not professional enough to do such things. Please do not worry about any such things. Please do not think about any other things other than your work, your fun time, and your family. Stay safe, stay happy. That's it.
Fantastic. Oh, some very good inspirational words there from Vidhathri. So yeah, I really hope that has been useful to everybody watching, and that is certainly inspired me. I feel like I should go away and write something now. That's fantastic. So thank you everybody for watching. I really hope that has helped steer you, and take a look at our courses on the website. As you heard Vidhathri say, we've really got a fantastic support staff. The academics are there to help you. Don't be dissuaded, as you said. If there's anything putting you off, just go for it. Step outside of your comfort zone, and hopefully, you never know, we might see you very soon at De Montfort University. Thank you to everyone for watching, and thank you so much, Vidhathri, for giving us all that expertise and insight and words of inspiration as well. So fantastic. Thank you everyone for watching, and stay safe.